I want to show you a technique that I've developed where I can actually make this work in conjunction with a stack of blades and cut dados effectively, which is very, very useful. So have a look at this for an idea.
If you stare down into the machine, you can see the threaded spline that sticks out directly from the motor, and that is where the blade sits. You'll also notice that if you take a standard blade, you've actually got a very large hole, and that hole doesn't match that shaft. And so what you have here is the standard washer that is applied to that blade before it goes onto the spindle and then is tightened up with the arbor nut there. So in order to stack 3 blades together, what you need is one of these washers, and that is a special washer that is manufactured specifically to be able to place one of these blades onto one of these threaded spindles. So that fits perfectly on there. There's no movement at all. It's almost like an interference fit. So I can now place that blade directly onto the threaded shaft, being careful that as I slide it across the shaft, I don't actually physically knock it off. So that's good. Now our next blade is a thinner blade. This is a thin curved blade, and this is the blade that goes in the middle. And because it's a thinner blade, it has a washer. The internal external dimensions are the same, but this time it's a much thinner washer. And this washer fits in exactly the same way. And what we need to do now is to be very cautious and careful when we put this in. And we're going to make this fit directly onto the shaft. Like so. And that just leaves us our last standard blade. So again, flip that over to make sure that we've got the teeth coming towards us. Place on the original blade washer, which has a built-in reduction washer. That now fits over the threaded spline, and as it does, the teeth themselves are automatically at this stage orientated in such a way that they're not touching, because you don't want the carbide teeth to touch. Now, holding that lock together, we take the arbor nut, and I don't know if you can see there, but if I just show you closely. So that's the amount of arbor nut that is remaining, which is more than enough to hold. So now I'm going to reach down with this and place that on. So with the 3 blades stacked together, you can see that the 2 carbide tips from the outside blades don't touch. There's a nice gap between them, and you can see that the thin curved blade, that isn't touching either. There is clearance all around, and so none of the carbide tips are touching. The insert that comes with it as a standard is perfect for accommodating those 3 blades that we've got in there. So with this setup, I have the ability to now cut box joints. So each one of those cuts is the specific distance which is achieved by putting those 3 blades together. And I'm sure you'll agree that makes a very strong and attractive joint.